Hello, my name is Kevin Bay. I will be representing Group 5. Our group focuses on New Zealand. Here are a few pictures of New Zealand with a flag in the middle, mostly mountainous. It has many native animal and plant species. Civilization is developed around bodies of water. The nature and wildlife there is very abundant and the air quality is above average. Moving on, here's the map of the world with New Zealand marked with a green pin. New Zealand's global hectare is 4.8. The shoe size is 33.6 centimeters.
Hi, my name is Julian Diaz and I'll be presenting for our group also. In slide 5, you will see that there are 3 images of the shoe from the top, the bottom, and the side. These 3 different images contain our design from 3 perspectives, but Kevin will be able to explain the design to you more thoroughly after me.
Now, materials used and why. The aglet of the shoe is made of 16 karat gold because gold is a very abundant natural resource in New Zealand. The shoelaces, on the other hand, are made out of 100% recycled kiwi skin because kiwi is one of New Zealand's main exports. The stripes on the side of the shoe are made out of fish scales because New Zealand has a variety of colorful native fish species in its waters. The kiwi bird charm on the shoelace is made out of iron ore, another abundant natural resource in New Zealand. The overall body of the shoe is made of kauri trees because they are a native tree species in New Zealand. The inside of the shoe is made completely out of crossbred wool because New Zealand leads the world in the production of wool.
We chose the kiwi fruit because it is the country's main export. Also, we chose the iridescent sole because when you look into the water, it's different shades of blue. As you can see inside the sole, there's a silver fern, which represents the national plant of New Zealand. Put the country's colors, which is black, white, and red, on the side and the back of the shoe. So as an additional design, we put the coat of arms symbol. The symbol represents that the nation is bicultural. Kiwi bird charm represents the country's national bird. The shoe also has gold-plated shoelace tips. This represents the abundant amount of gold they have in New Zealand.
In slide 18, you'll see GDP about New Zealand from 2016. And although there are a lot of things I could just read off to you from this slide to you about, I'd like to explain about wool production. And it's how New Zealand was the second largest in wool production, except for that they were beaten by Australia, who have a 30 times larger population than them. And New Zealand specialized in crossbred wool, which was produced by crossbred sheep.
Here we have nutrient consumption charts, split into water consumption and food consumption. New Zealand is known for using a lot of water, as can be seen by the chart. 87 liters of water are used to flush toilets, 68 liters of water are used to shower and bathe, and 35 liters of water are used for laundry. New Zealand admits that they use a lot more water than other countries in the world, which can be pretty negative for the environment. For food consumption, 41% of adults are eating the recommended fruit and vegetables servings, 50% of adults are drinking low-fat cow milk, 41% are eating seafood at least once a week, 30% have at least 3 energy drinks per week, and 80% have at least 1 alcoholic beverage per year. With 41% of adults eating the recommended fruit and vegetable servings and eating seafood, they are preventing a lot of damage to the ecosystem. Reducing the amount of beef or cow-related meat that they eat, they are saving the ozone from toxic gas when raising cows. Low-fat cow's milk, on the other hand, doesn't affect the ozone as much, as one cow can produce multiple gallons of milk, which isn't as detrimental to the environment. With 30% having at least 3 energy drinks per week, caffeine is regularly poured into the ocean, which has been proven to harm some wildlife species. To grow the ingredients of alcoholic beverages, the use of fertilizer that is harmful to the ocean is not essential for human consumption. It is unnecessary and dangerous to the environment. Here is the graph for weight distributions of the New Zealand citizens in 2016. 34% of adults are at a healthy weight, 35% are overweight, and 30% are obese.
Exercise stats from 2016. Although the transportation vehicles listed are pretty obvious, what isn't as obvious is that diesels, which are light vehicles, were 18% of the vehicles that were traveled on by New Zealanders. Another thing that might not be as obvious is how just over half, 51% of New Zealanders were typically physically active, and these are some of the activities listed that they would do.
Comparing New Zealand to the United States, we can conclude a lot. First off, the population of the United States is significantly bigger than the population of New Zealand. The average GDP per person in America is around $20,000 higher than New Zealand. Only 10% of adults in America are eating the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables, compared to New Zealand's 41%. Less than 48% of Americans are drinking low-fat cow's milk, 10% are eating seafood at least once a week, 85% of American adults consume a caffeinated drink a day, and 70% are consuming at least one alcoholic beverage a year. With water consumption, America's use on average is about 30 liters of water for flushing toilets, 60 liters to shower and bathe, and 20.1 liters to do the laundry. 28% of Americans are at a healthy weight, 31% are overweight, and 40% of the adults are obese. Less than 5% of Americans are physically active, which is measured by at least 30 minutes of medium-intensive activity a day, and diesel cars only make up 3% of the light vehicle fleet. When comparing the United States to New Zealand, the United States is better in some aspects, like water and diesel, compared to New Zealand. But we see more negative environmental impact from the United States. With a significantly higher population compared to New Zealand, America's impact on the environment is almost 81 times higher than New Zealand. These are our sources, and thank you for listening to our presentation.